Welcome to the Prepared Mind. Today's video is going to be about getting your balls back. Okay, why are men effeminate now? And I'm talking about compared to the way men used to be. Fucking John Wayne type men, Andrew Jackson type men, real men. Okay, you know, why is homosexuality such a huge issue these days? Is it because they're just out of the closet? Or is there something else going on? Okay. Why are people androgynous? Why do men look like women more than ever before? And women look like men more than ever before? You know, what's the fucking deal with that? Why don't boys act like boys anymore? Is it because bitchy women put them down and keep them in their place? Why don't they get in fights, run around doing what boys did, like they did many years ago, decades ago? And why are girls so fucking competitive now? Right? Why do girls want to be boys now? Again, is it social conditioning or is there something else going on? Why do men now? Why do they take shit off of everybody and everything, including the government? Why don't they stand up and act like men? I've thought about that for a long fucking time. Am I a little angry tonight? I don't know if I'm angry, but this subject pisses me the fuck off. That is a Jack and Coke right there, my friends, my brothers, my sisters. All right, so what is going on? I'll tell you what I think. I'm not a medical doctor. I haven't even played one on TV, but I like to pretend like I played one on TV. All right, I'm going to read you a list of items, and then I'm going to tell you what the fuck they are. Soy, as in soybeans. Triclosan, antibacterial soap. Bisphenol A, BPA. Vegetable oil, which is soybean oil. Canola oil. Flaxseed and flaxseed oil. Propylglycate, a food additive. Sodium nitrate, nitrates. Okay, BHA, BHT, DBP, BBP. Those are food preservatives and additives. And here's a great one, RBST. Not RESPECT, find out what it means to me, but RBST. What are all those fucking things and what do they have in common? I'm going to tell you right the fuck what they are. In my first video, I talked about the 10 things that I think are going to be the likely cause of shit hits the fan. And one of the topics was chemicals, chemical pesticides, chemical waste, toxic waste, and how they're fucking the planet up. Well, the things I just read to you are fed to you as children, as adults, as boys, as girls. And all of those things have one thing in common. And that is that they are replacements, substitutes, and mimickers of feminine hormones. Okay, RBST is given to cows to cause them to produce more milk. And guess what? That passes through the mammary membranes and into the milk itself. And it finds its way into your children. You ever wonder why 10-year-old and 8-year-old girls have breasts now? You ever wonder why young girls menstruate at age 8, 9, 7, some as early as 6, but certainly earlier than they used to? Okay, the other ones are estrogen mimickers. You can call them xenoestrogens, estrogens, phytoestrogens, estrogen mimickers, endocrine disruptors, whatever you want to call them. They are feminine hormones. Now, back to my original questions. Why are there way more homosexuals now than ever? I don't care if you're gay or not. I don't give a fuck. That's what you are. You like it? Fine. Guess what? There's more homosexuals now than ever. Why are men androgynous and women androgynous? Why are the sexes so fucking confused? We even have a term that's politically correct. Gender confused, right? Gender misunderstood, whatever. Okay, why? They've been feeding us this shit for decades, for generations now. That's right, feeding it to you intentionally. They knew about bisphenol A, BPA, way back in, I believe, the 20s and 30s. That's right, a long fucking time. And guess what they knew about it back then? They knew back then it was estrogen, a synthetic estrogen. So what do they do with it? They mix it in plastic. Surprise, motherfuckers, right? They've been mixing it in plastic for decades. What does it do? It leaches into whatever is put in the container. And it gets into your food, and it gets into your system, and it tells your body that you have estrogen. Hello, moobs. That's right, man boobs. Where do you think they come from? That's right. It's a chemical in your body that acts like a hormone that tells your body to produce man titties. That's right. Why are men acting like women, like pussies? Because they eat that shit. It's nearly impossible to get a can of food that doesn't have a BPA plastic liner in it. What's that tell you? Everything you eat out of a can has bisphenol A in it. Test after test after test confirms it, except the test performed by the fucking plastics industry. For some reason, those cocksuckers can produce tests that show that it's perfectly safe. That's fucking believable. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that sounds like fascism. My Jack Daniels comes in a glass bottle. No bisphenol A. So, we've got all that shit in there. Sodium nitrate and nitrates, right? Saltpeter makes your dick go away. Invented or used by the government to preserve food and keep men from being horny. A mistake there is if you want a warrior to fight his ass off and be aggressive like a fucking man should be, you don't want to take his balls away. So men, where have your balls gone? Where have they gone? Now, I'm not attacking anyone individually, but you out there who have man problems know what I'm talking about. I read statistics. I read reports. I read everything I can because I want to understand what the fuck is going on around here. Low T, right? Low T. I don't produce as much testosterone. I don't understand why. Let me drink another glass of milk that has RBST, women hormones in it. Let me eat some more food that's polluted with endocrine disruptors that make men and their bodies think that they're women. They confuse the hell out of their nuts. Why do you have low sperm count, men? Is it just tight underwear or is it something else? Right? Is it something else? So you got low T and you have low sperm count. What's another one? ED, erectile dysfunction. Is it that men are open now and we're just more sensitive because we've been socially conditioned to act like women? Or could all these endocrine disruptors, fake estrogens, be causing your fucking hard-ons to turn into limpness? And I'm not picking on anyone. It's not your fucking fault if you didn't know. Right? But guess what? They're chemicals. And they're making your balls shrink. Now, it could be just an accident. Or it could be part of a long-term agenda to turn men in America and around the world into a bunch of pussies so that they will do as they're told and not question authority, so that they'll stop acting like men and start acting like little girls. What do you folks think of that? Am I full of shit? Or should you look into it? Get your fucking balls back. I'm not telling you to go get them out of your wife's purse or out of your girlfriend's handbag. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm saying if you want to get what is right, to be a man again, stop eating this chemical shit. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad that they fucking did this to us. I've been sitting on this shit for a long time, and now that I have the Prepared Mind channel, I'm letting you know about it. You want to be an aggressive warrior? Guess what? You can't if you're fucking choking on estrogen. That's what it does to men. It turns you into soft, compliant, easy to control men. More like women. I'm not putting women down. Not putting women down. But men are not women, and women are not men. But guess what? Never in the history of mankind have women acted more like men than now. Androgynous, fuck yeah, women look like men now. They got fucking jaws with muscles sticking out of them and their necks are thick. What the fuck is the deal with that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. When a woman ingests fake estrogen in the form of chemicals, guess what happens to her? She is now taking synthetic estrogen and her body quits producing its own estrogen because it doesn't have to. The body detects that it has plenty of estrogens and they're the fake ones, so it quits producing real estrogen. It causes chemical imbalances in the body. Period. And when you're out of balance, you're all fucked up. Right? You're either in balance or you're not. You can't have too much of a good thing. Guys we know that have serious testosterone overload, what happens to them? They're giant assholes. They're aggressive bastards, right? So what is the fucking deal? Why do women have to act like men? I can compete with a man. I can do whatever a man can do. Bullshit. You're women. You do what women do. You can compete with men all you want. That's fine. But you're not men. You're still women. Men are designed by nature to kill and to fuck. Women are designed by nature to create babies and raise them. That is our sole purpose. Everything else that's added on top of that is social creation by man. We are still an animal. At our most basic, that's what we do. Kill and fuck. It's not a lie. Women, their bodies want to create babies. Their hormones tell them to have sex, and they create babies. They nurture and raise those babies. That's what women are designed to do. Everything else is just modern social. You can make all you want out of it, all the hay you want. Modern social conditioning. I'm not saying men are murderers, but they will kill. That's what they're designed to do. That's what the hormones do. That's called natural selection. You know, I'm not lecturing you all. I'm reminding you of what you've learned in the past. And that's why men have lost their fucking balls. Right? Some of us are gifted with naturally high levels of testosterone. We have huge fucking balls. And guess what? I fought my way through all this chemical horse shit. I learned about it, and I'm better off for it now. I minimize as much of this chemical shit as I can. Jack and Coke, yeah, my Coke has some sugar in it. Right, high fructose corn syrup, not the best stuff for you. But I don't run around jamming saccharin down my throat, and I'll tell you why. When the body breaks saccharin down, guess what it does? It turns it into garbage that pollutes and kills your body. Let me read you about some more chemicals here, okay? Fluoride infects intelligence. Aspartame, fake sugar, breaks down into carcinogens and brain-killing compounds. Monosodium glutamate, MSG. It's an excitotoxin. It makes our brain thinks that everything that it's on tastes good. I can taste MSG because I know what it tastes like now. And what it does is it causes the brain to go into overload. And people wonder why we have so much depression out there. I suffered from it because I eat that shit all the time. Guess what? I cut out these bad fucking chemicals. No more depression. No reliance upon drugs, additional drugs, to counteract what these drugs do. Food additives are drugs. Am I mad? Not really, but I'm fucking aggravated because they lied to us and they tell us this shit is safe and they put it in our foods, okay? Let's try some more here. Artificial food coloring, okay? Cancer causing. Okay, what are some of the reactions people get? Headaches, nausea. Okay, you think that's good for you? Well, you go, but I can eat red number 40 all day long. It doesn't bother me. Well, you don't know it doesn't bother you because you're not suffering from reactions. But inside your body, it's fucking you up. Perfumes. You ever stand around someone with perfume and you get a fucking headache? And you go, oh man, that perfume's giving me a headache. Well, why is that? It's a fucking concentrated petrochemical. Just because it smells like roses doesn't mean it comes from roses. It's a petrochemical. It's a fucking neurotoxin. It's telling your brain that it smells roses when in fact it's not. Okay, what do you think is going on with all these chemicals? Let's try some more. This is a favorite of mine, memory foam. That is the most comfortable shit in the world to sleep on, they tell you. Why is that? I'll tell you why, because I've experienced it. Because it drugs you to fucking sleep. It makes you drowsy and tired, and you fall asleep on top of a mattress that is aromating chemicals into your lungs and telling you to go to sleep. Because it's drugging the fuck out of you. That's why you sleep so good on it. But guess what happens after a few months? It starts fucking you up on the inside, just like it did me. You wake up with a headache, your muscles ache, your back starts to ache. And you go, but I slept so well, why does everything hurt? And you start thinking it's some other fucking problem. Well, guess what? It's not. It's the fucking mattress that puts you to sleep in a drowsy mood. Guess what else it can do? It can make you go deaf. Deaf. That's right, it's a fucking neurotoxin. It affects the fucking hearing nerves. Guess what I started to do? I started to go deaf. More deaf and more deaf. I already have hearing loss from firing weapons and shit, but I was going deaf at an increasingly quick rate. Guess what I did? To the chagrin of my wife, who wasn't having side effects, I drug this fucking thing off my bed and threw it out in the other room and went to sleep. Within days, my back quit hurting. My legs quit hurting. My knees quit hurting. My head quit hurting. I kept waking up feeling good. What the fuck is going on? My hearing came back in about 6 days. I could hear clearly. 1 and 1 equals 2. That fucking mattress was poisoning me. Okay. Here's another great one. Olfactory inhibitors. Okay, your nose. Smelling stuff. What is a great commercial that you see on TV all the time? Febreze. They fill a fucking house up full of stinking, rotting garbage. Then they spray the room full of Febreze. And they tell you it's clean the air, right? There's fucking angels singing and unicorns prancing. They invite someone in the room and they can't smell anything. Are you telling me that a couple pumps of Febreze made all that garbage stop rotting? And all the billions and trillions of bacteria quit chewing on shit and farting gases that stink? No! No fucking way. I'll tell you what happened. That Febreze goes up your nose and it coats the smell receptors, which are nerves in your nose. Nerves. It coats them and tells them that you're smelling whatever fragrance they put in that shit. Whether it's that clean smell of Febreze or fucking lavender from the south of France. Right? They could make it smell like unicorn farts. They could make it smell like whatever they want, but it sticks to your receptors in your nose and tells your brain you're not smelling all that putrid shit. What a marvelous fucking gimmick. Now they have one that doesn't smell like anything. People go, oh, it doesn't smell like anything. Well, it's still coating your nose and telling you nothing. It's a fucking chemical trick. Would you spray chemicals on your eyes so you can't see anymore? I'm blind. Oh, this is fucking magnificent. No. So why would you put shit in the air that gets in your nose and tells you not to smell anything? What a marvelous fucking trick they sold us on. Pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers. What do you think they're doing to your body? Tell me. Tell me. We have been sold a bag of shit. A load of horse shit. Fabric softener. Toxic. Dryer sheets. They're fucking toxic. Start washing your clothes without that shit. Guess what? Your clothes come out soft. You don't need that shit. You've been sold a bunch of crap. The fucking lies of mass marketing. Right? You don't even think you need that shit. Pretty soon you got company A and company B telling you that theirs is better than the other ones. And you're going, fuck, which one do I buy? Company A or company B? Guess what? You don't need either of them. It's a fucking lie. They don't need to put preservatives in food. Just sell the food fresh and we'll eat it. You don't have to load up meat products with preservatives. which are carcinogenic, poisonous in general, and most of them, or a lot of them, affect your fucking hormones. They take your balls and they make them worthless. If everyone quit eating their shit right now, men would start to wake the fuck up. So would women. Do you think it's fucking cute feeding your sons this shit so that their fucking testicles don't develop? You know, every now and then a kid acts like a boy and people go, look at that fucking little hyper bastard over there. No, that's how boys act. They're hyper. They're full of piss and vinegar. They get in fights. They roll around in the mud and they beat shit with sticks. They're boys. Stop making them act like girls. Stop telling your girls to act like boys. Get out there and compete. You can do everything that boy can do. Right? And they compete and they compete and they compete. And it's a lie. Girls end up getting hurt and fucked up. And they're getting fed chemicals that are affecting the way their bodies develop. It's not a fucking joke anymore. It's not just a little bit of chemicals. It's more and more and more. Now, am I lecturing you? I don't give a fuck. Maybe. But I want you to snap out of it, goddammit. You fucking hear me, people? It's only because I care that I'm doing this shit. You need to understand what these chemicals are doing to you, your spouses, your children, your grandchildren. Okay? They've made alcohol into the boogeyman. Right? Don't drink alcohol. But here, eat all these fucking chemicals and drink them. Sugar substitutes. Right? Sugar's bad enough, and then they go, well, fuck, try a substitute instead. Let's see if we can kill you faster with that. Why are there so many diseases? Organ failure, liver failure, pancreas failure, kidney failure. And then they sell you a fucking wonder drug to fix it. Well, they don't really fix it. All they do is make your symptoms less painful. Okay, it's a trick. It's a scam. And in my opinion, there's an agenda behind it. You cannot control a strong, healthy, vibrant human being. But you can dominate the fuck out of one that's weak and confused, sickly, and stupid. I am the prepared mind. That's who I am. I've learned this shit, and I'm sharing it with you because I care about you. You've come to this site looking for information and thinking, well, you got it. You know, if I can't be your friend, that's your choice. I'm offering the hand of friendship to you and to teach you what I've learned. Sometimes I'm a little softer and I ask you questions. Other times I'm going to fucking tell you the way it is. Tonight, for this subject, I'm telling you the way it is. We don't need this stuff. It's bad for you. It's bad for your kids. I have 2 sons. They have balls and they have little cocks. They're not giant men yet, but they have little cocks. But they aren't developing girl parts. Okay? They run around and act like boys act. They shoot guns. They're wild and crazy. And they can manage to do as they're told. They're not unintelligent. Okay? They're not little animals, but they're not little girls. Okay? Tell me what you think of this. Am I way off base? You know? Am I crazy? Or do you think there might be something to this? Dozens of chemicals that are put in everyday foods in vast quantities and percentages. Right? You can take a little teeny pill, a tiny fucking pill, and it creates in a 200, if you're 200 pounds, a 200-pound body, a decrease in cholesterol. That tiny bit of chemicals. Can of Coke, a tiny bit of chemicals put in the bottom, a small, small percentage. And we're supposed to believe that doesn't affect us the same way a prescription drug doesn't? People, they're poisoning you. I hope you take the time to learn what they're doing and put some effort into reducing the shit. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Eat organics, grow your own food, go to a country market, buy your pig from an FFA, kid. Take it to a butcher and have them cut it up for you and give you real meat that's not full of chemicals and shit. Stop eating processed foods. Fast food is horrible for you. Minimize the amount of sodas you drink. Drink more water. Drink things, natural. I don't know what you need to do to clean your act up. I'm still in the process of cleaning my act up. And I'll tell you what, every time I find a chemical and get rid of it, my life improves. My health returns. My brain works better. My eyesight clears up. I am a healthier man at age, I'm in my 40s, at age 44 than I've ever been. because I'm getting rid of this crap and I'm not letting my sons eat it. Okay, this is the prepared mind. I wish you well. I care about you greatly because you're taking the time to learn. I hope I've directed you in the right path to learn about your health and how it is they're controlling us and turning us into something we weren't designed to be. I wish you a good night. And let me know what you think of this topic.